What's up, guys? Gonna do a gear dump or a gear showing. Also walk through the bow that I'm gonna shoot this season. This is some of the stuff for early season that I like to carry. It seems like now more of it is filming related, which I've gotten to the point where I really enjoy filming. It's a lot of fun. It's almost to the point where it's more challenging to try to get something on film. And if I don't have a camera, if I'm not filming, then I don't know, it's almost like not taking my traditional bow in the woods. But I'll run through it real quick. First thing, primary thing for me that I always carry no matter what is going to be my bino harness, which I carry a lot of stuff in that, especially days that it's hot. I may be a little bit more prone to be lazy and I may not carry as much stuff in my backpack with me. So I always carry an extra headlamp. I run the Vortex 40 by 10 by 42s. And then I always have the grunt tube on the side. I keep that no matter what time of year it is. I've always got it in my bino harness. That way I know I'm not going to leave it. And then also have a puff tube for windage. So I used to have and do milkweed, and then this got easier just buying scent-free baby powder. Plus we got a baby on the way, so you got to have a lot of that around regardless. And then have a rangefinder. It's just an old rangefinder. Sometimes I'll pull that out and just hit yardages before I actually get set up to hunt. And then I've got a knife on the bottom of this. I cannot remember the brand of this knife, to be honest. Oh, there it is, White River. That's why you put your brand name on the back of your knife, White River Knife Company. I got that on the back. It's a great knife, super sharp, small. I actually zip tied it to the bottom of this bino harness, so it's always there with me at the bottom of my harness. It's easy to grab. It's kind of out of the way too, and I can shoot with this bino harness on as well, so that's nice. And then I know I already had a headlamp, but I run another headlamp in my backpack because you never can have too many headlamps. I've got a tethered gear strap that goes around the tree. This is what I hook everything to. My bow. I usually hunt with my bow in my lap, but when I hang it in the tree, when I first get up there, if I'm just standing up, just relaxing or trying to stretch, I'll put this on the tree, and then I put my pack on that as well. I've got this light. This is a light you get off Amazon. It's a little rechargeable light that goes on the top of my filming housing for my phone. Thing is great for tracking deer at night. It is phenomenal, and it also is really good if you're trying to film a recovery. I've got this case right here. This is a beast cage, and so this is for really any phone it can fit, and it's got the ability to put a lot of attachments on there. So I put a external microphone on the top of this, and then this actually fits to my Lone Wolf tree arm that I actually have set up. One thing that I have done to my Lone Wolf tree arm that I think is very necessary, because I had to replace one of these. For whatever reason, this thing got real loose, the spike that actually goes in the tree to level it out, and I lost it, so I had to buy another spike, and I said I wasn't gonna have that ever happen again, so I got a Loctite nut, and I put that on there, and it will not ever back too far out to where it will fall out from just vibration of being in my pack or being carried around or throwing it around in the woods. It's a great tree arm, works really good. I've got this new camera that I'm not gonna say I'm in love with it, but I absolutely love it. It's awesome. It is a DJI 360 camera. There's some really cool footage that I was able to capture with this past year. It was towards the end of the year when I was able to pick it up, so I'm excited to put this in the tree and run it. It actually has this thing called night mode, just like any of the DJI 5s, or even I think there's a 6 now that's come out. And I had a hunt last year that you'll get to see. That camera behind me was a DJI 4 that didn't have night vision or night mode. And then there was a DJI 5 on my head. And if it weren't for that camera on my head with that new updated mode or feature, I would have not got the shot on camera. It's pretty awesome because they're run at the same time. You probably need to run a serial comparison video of that for you guys to see. It's pretty neat. Saw wise, this saber saw that Tether make is pretty nifty. To be honest with you, I probably just use it more as a handsaw than I do cut a stick and put a stick up there and try to run it that way. It does work if you're in a pinch, but from just a speed standpoint, I just run that saw, and I also got some shears. I think they're in my other pack, but I run a pair of hand shears, which is a lot faster when you first get in the tree. A lot of that stuff you can reach close, you can just snip real quickly, because I get up trees that usually you look at it and you're like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to bow hunt to that tree, but I'm looking for trees that I can get in and get a lot of cover behind me. For a saddle, Tim makes fun of me for this because it looks like I'm wearing a pair of underwear, and when I'm wearing a lot of heavy winter gear, it feels that way because it is pretty tight. Summertime, it is not the case, but I got to the point where I was just sick of the extra weight and just the bulkiness of a shoulder strap saddle that just goes around my waist. And then I've got this Latitude pack that I bought used from a guy real cheap, and then I've got my tethered rope in here, and then it's got the Ropeman 1 adjustable slide on there, so you can lock in with the cable and the carabiner, I'm sorry. And then you've also got this thing right here, my pull-up rope. I cannot remember where I bought this 3D printed hook. This is a thing that I just keep in my pack right there for my harness, but this is pretty neat. This hook, actually, this guy that made it, it's got a magnet on the bottom of it. I have dropped the bag, or I have dropped an arrow before out of the tree. I'm sure everybody's guilty of that, but this hook actually pops out like that, and then you can run it like this, and you're able to then latch onto stuff even easier. Real lightweight, 3D printed. Cannot remember who made it. I saw it, I was like, that's really cool. I'm gonna pick me up one of those to have. So I just keep this in the pack just in case. And it has saved me a number of times. I actually dropped my grunt tube out of a tree one time and was able to get it up and used it and grunted up a deer, I think in Kansas, one hunt. I think it was last year, the year before last. So it's pretty neat. The pack that I'm using is this Wolf Pack by Lone Wolf. This pack is bigger than that pack that Tim runs, but I will tell you, in late season, when I'm putting jackets, or I'm putting rain jackets in here, and then I've got a water that I always carry water with me, or snacks, or just the filming gear in general, it is super necessary. And it actually is really nice because I'm able to keep all my stuff in here, and I feel like I got plenty of room. And then early season, I was running a waist pack, the Lone Wolf waist pack, but it got to the point where like all the filming stuff was just making that waist pack it was too much, and I couldn't carry everything I wanted to carry. And I'm still just filming with a phone and with that 360 or even a head camera sometimes. So super nice because I can keep everything in there, easily hook it in the tree. It's very comfortable. And then it obviously goes with this Lone Wolf stand. I have, in the past, I used to run a lot of lock-on stands. I had a bunch of them I'd put up early season, and I was the guy that would leave them up, then I'd take them down, and then the season I'd go back and do it again. And I figured out, it got to the point where I would just hunt the same tree over and over again, and I was just sick of doing that. And I felt like I would limit myself, and I get lazy during the middle of the year, and I wouldn't move stands around. And when you're hunting with a traditional bow, it's not about being at 20 yards or 30 yards. You got to be even closer than that. And so when you're doing that, you got to make adjustments tree-wise, especially here in Georgia when we got a lot of timber. So I went to this Lone Wolf stand because I used the saddle for a while and just got to the point where I felt really restricted with a traditional bow out of a saddle. A number of the guys that are part of our group hunt out of saddles. I still will hunt out of a saddle if I'm buddy hunting with somebody, but for comfortability and just the stand in general, you cannot beat it. It's so lightweight. I went to the compact doubles this year. I am more of a double step guy. I like the comfortability when I'm putting my sticks in the tree or I'm taking everything down to have both of my feet at one level. It's just easier for me to hang stuff, especially when I'm hanging a stand in awkward trees, which I typically get in. And so this stand right here, the only thing I've really done to it is put the mesh seat on it. I put these kickoffs on the bottom of it for feet rests. There's a guy that makes those. I'll try to find the link. Found it on Facebook, and he makes them and order them, and they work perfect with the stand. And then there's a bow holder. It's a Lone Wolf bow holder, but it's been modified to be able to hold a long bow with real skinny limbs, so it works real good for that. But also have the cable aiders on these sticks. It's a great stand. It's awesome. The Lone Wolf makes some phenomenal stuff. Guys that really truly know bow hunting. The bow that I'm hunting with this year, I don't know what it is, but when there's bows that are made by guys that I got relationships with that are friends, they are just so much more special to me. I don't know what it is. And shooting a wood bow and shooting wood arrows, there really isn't nothing like it. I started hunting over a decade ago with wood arrows. The guy that introduced me to it was like, you need to shoot wood, don't shoot anything else. And I was like, I don't know anything different, tell me less. So I started shooting them, and then I went to aluminum arrows, and then I actually went to carbon arrows, and I liked having the ability to put lighted nocks in there. But I'll tell you what, last year I just hunted with all wood, and each deer I killed was with a wood arrow, and I was smashing deer, getting pass-throughs with them, and just, I don't know, just figured again, like, why am I not shooting wood arrows? I love shooting them. So shooting wood arrows, when I do that, I want some bright colored feathers. You may look at these and you're like, why is he running pink and yellow feathers? But the brighter, the better. You can see it better, obviously for filming purposes, but I can also see it low light with my naked eye, which is just even more important. This bow was made by Dwayne Spann. He actually built this bow. This is his company. He actually builds bows on the side some, so it's Garner Creek Bows, and he made this, the limbs on this bow, it's pretty neat. These limbs they look all crooked and wavy, but he did that on purpose. If you look at them, they're the same on both sides of the limb, or both limbs are the exact same as far as the bends go. Got a leather grip on here. He actually took the tips of this bow right here are made out of deer antlers of a deer he shot and killed. I'm pretty sure it's where that came from. And then I've got a gunshot quiver. I will tell you this, some people think his quivers are heavy, but when you're shooting a traditional bow that's light, when you got a little bit more weight on that bow, it will give you more stability and you will shoot that bow more accurately. I promise you that. I can shoot this bow just as good as any other bow that I've got. This bow right here, the specs on this bow, it's a 53-pound long bow at 28 inches, and this bow is 64 inches total length. And the arrows that I'm shooting this year, they are made by Dave Morrow. He makes custom wood arrows. Dave's Custom Arrows is what his company is called, and he makes some pretty arrows, a lot prettier than I can make. And I used to make a lot of arrows on my own, and I'm shooting a Simmons Swamp Shark 175 grain glue-on head. I think these arrows came out to around 530 grains, and I will tell you, this will tear a deer up. It will smash a deer, and they won't even know what hit them, man. It leaves a nasty blood trail if you put it where you're looking, where you're supposed to put it, and it's just they're a great arrow. But this bow's a sweet bow. I actually, 2 years ago, after Dwayne made this bow for me, I was like, I'm gonna kill a deer with it. And finally, at the end of the year, I killed a couple deer, I think, that season. But finally, at the end of the year, I killed a buck, a nice 6-point buck. You can go back and watch that full hunt on our YouTube channel. I was shooting a carbon arrow though at the time, so now it's even more special to get this bow out this year. And my season's gonna be a little bit more limited, like I said earlier. I'm excited that we're having no little girl, but probably a lot of my season's gonna be taking Emma this year. Regardless, I'm excited. Hope you guys got something out of this. I'm excited for us all to run through this. I know you guys enjoy seeing what we hunt with. We also enjoy seeing stuff that you guys post and what you hunt with as well. It doesn't mean it's the right thing. It's what we want to really showcase is that any of this stuff is great. It's necessary. It works in certain situations, but you don't have to have the exact same thing to be successful. And I think that's the special thing about traditional bow hunting in the community. And hopefully you get that out of that, or get that out of this video in general. All right, guys. God bless.
All right, what's up, everyone? We're gonna do what I'm taking to the woods for the 2026-27 season. To start off, I got my .75 Lone Wolf stand. This is a great, versatile stand, lightweight, can do basically whatever I need to do with it. Can climb a lot of different trees, so this is a good one. I really like it. This is the second year I've run it, and no issues yet. So can't say enough good things about this stand. Really enjoying it. So after that, I got my pack. This is a Lone Wolf half pack. I kind of go minimalist when it comes to gear I take into the woods. So this little guy absolutely does the job for me. I gotta have my Thermacell. If I'm going in the woods in bow season in Georgia, you will get carried away if you don't have one of these, especially if you're sitting close to somewhere that has some water. So Thermacell, make sure it's got some juice in it too. That's a must. A good knife. This is a little skinning knife, just in case I have some success. Got this with me. Always keep that in the pack, make sure it's there. I carry an extra tab because I have lost tabs on the way to the deer stand or coming out, or I've dropped them. I've done all kinds of things with tabs, so I've learned keep an extra tab in your bag. Got my rope, gotta have a rope. I can pull up my bow, my gear, whatever. I can pull trees to me. If I have a sapling I wanna pull closer to me for some back cover, I use it for that too. There's just never have enough rope in your bag. There's always things you can use that for. Like I said, I try to keep it light and compact, so I got my Lone Wolf camera arm and fluid head, and those just stick right down in here almost like it was made for it. Put those in there. Cheap Academy Amazon bow hanger does the job. And I got my milkweed container. This is an M&M's container that my son finished the M&M's and I got to keep the container, so just pull your milkweed out of there and do your thing. Got to have a pair of nylon gloves. Those are a must because you never know what you're going to get into out there. This little saw right here is special. I'm gonna show this saw off because I really like it. It's a steel saw, super light, compact, cuts so good. You don't want a saw you're up there shaking limbs in the woods and doing a bunch of unnecessary movement. This little steel saw, it weighs half a pound, and man, it can take down big branches. So this right here is a must. Y'all check this out. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's made by Steel and it's the ticket. It is the ticket. So like that. Then moving on, I got my sticks. These are the tethered 1 sticks, and I run a 2-step aider at the bottom. I have another stick that has a 1-step aider on it. I'll use it sometimes. I may not use the aider, but I like the 2-step being at the bottom. I'm not as comfortable as a lot of guys with aiders, so I try to keep it at the bottom and just run it there. But after that, I got my harness. Nothing special, but gotta have it. And oh, I do keep a baggie, because if I have a permission spot that I'm going to and I have written permission, I'll keep it in the bag in case someone comes asking. It's always a good idea to have it on you. Just a little extra storage on the side with this little pouch. And that's it for the stand and what I have in my bag. And now I've got my bow. This is what I'm carrying into the woods this year. This is a drop tine backcountry. It's a 3-piece bow, really sweet bow. A guy in Dahlonega, Georgia makes this, named Tony Ryder. He makes a great bow. Check out drop tine bows. They're really cool. Good shooting bows, fast and quiet. I shoot 3 under, so I keep my tab right here. And oh, back to this bow. This is a 52-pound bow at 28 inches. Really sweet bow. I can't say enough good things about this bow either. I like it. When I like something, I really like it. This year, I'm shooting a bull shark, Simmons bull shark. Never shot them. Shot some other Simmons products, killed some deer with some other Simmons products, but never shot these. So excited to give this a shot. This is a 2018 Autumn Orange. Pretty standard. Good shooting aluminum arrow. My total weight on this is 590 grains. So got a pretty standard arrow here. Hoping to send this one through a deer here in a few weeks. Bow season is coming. But this is my setup. If I'm missing something, y'all leave in the comments what I left out, what I need to add to my bag. I know I got to get a good water bottle. But other than that, let me know what I'm missing. Let us know what you're taking to the woods. Be safe, and God bless.